sure.
I got one for you. So what about Vladimir
Domesticated.
Putin? Do you think he's an unplugged alpha? I would say yes.
He is.
He's
ultra
definitely a
base.
billionaire too.
He's the richest man in the world. They think. You know that they think he's hide all his fucking money. You know that.
I would not be. I don't know if he's the richest in the world, but I know he's got he's got billions for sure.
Mm-hmm. Dude, he's got more bodies than Hillary Clinton behind
Trump.
him. He must.
What about Trump? He's dude's unplugged. He's red pilled. Is he unplugged alpha? What? No,
not red pilled. Not at all.
No.
He talks about it in his books that he prefers being married.
Well, he also prefers a lot of other things while he's married too, right?
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I take that back. I mean, he is pretty base in his book. No, I do take that back actually. In his book, I just read "Think Big and Kick Ass in Business."
Mm-hmm.
He talks about and like blatant. He's like, I've screwed a lot of women in my life. A lot of women that are married. A lot of just like blatantly says, I screwed a bunch of women in my life. And the way he talks about chicks, he's pretty base too. But I think he got a little bit based as he got older because he had 3 failed marriages under his belt, I believe. Right, Ivanka, the American bitch,
Marla, and
then
Marla
now
Nichols.
Trump prior to becoming the president, really, I think even during the presidency, has always been very conscious of his brand. And as he got older, and once he decided he's got to be president, he's got to sort of put out this, I'm married, I've changed, I'm a mature guy now, I'm not like grabbing him by the pussy anymore. That's when he starts getting into, supporting women's issues and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, there's got to be a difference with some of these people between what they say in public and how they maybe really view things and how they really behave.
Right.
I'd say it's all of them.
Well, Anthony Bourdain was ostensibly very alpha before he put a noose around his neck because of Asia Argento. So
was he alpha though, or was he famous?
I think he was
not alpha.
Famous.
What was this? He had that.
No, I mean, even the perception though.
Yeah.
No.
But here's
What
the thing,
about,
because Rich, remember when you were talking about the guy shitting on you for talking that thing about women, or Elon Musk and that? What was the answer people gave you? It was like, yeah, but look at how much money he made.
Yeah,
people are treating money like some kind of measuring stick to anything.
Yeah,
insulation.
Yeah, it's not the same thing. Like I'm talking more specifically about unplugging from the lies. Like a plugged-in beta is different from an unplugged alpha, right? And Elon Musk has more money than God. I mean, he's loaded. I mean, he could put all of his shit on a rocket, go to the moon, and set up a colony over there, and have like a harem of like
he can get divorced 5 times and still be a billionaire if he loses half of his net income every time. Exactly. So he's like insulated from this. He doesn't even really need to care.
Yeah,
Women could be as hypergamous as possible, and he's like, whatever, I'll make another billion.
There's a super here from a guy that's talking about it being social engineering. Only selected people get to become billionaires, and they must be blue-pilled betas to set example for men.
I'm not sure about that. I think the people that become, maybe not in all cases, but I think the people that become extremely wealthy are people who have managed to play the system to some degree. I think what Rich was saying, really, managed to sort of you've got to be pretty Machiavellian, haven't you, to get there? Do you know what I mean? To get that far. I don't think these guys are all. Some of them are for sure. I mean, some of these
most entrepreneurs that you'll get inside their head on, you realize that almost all of them are quite Machiavellian. They are
exactly. So I wouldn't say they're all these blue pill simps who society is put up to be role models. I don't buy that.
I got an interesting point here is that I think that when guys get to be you have to be on your game to be a billionaire, right? I mean, I mean, unless you somehow just stumble into
it. It doesn't happen by
divorce, right? unless you're a woman and you get billions by divorce. Yeah. You probably have been, that's been your lifelong thing. The reason why you have those billions is because that's what you have exclusively focused on. And isn't that what most sort of success, gurus talk about? Just don't ignore women. What was it? Ignore women and acquire currency, right? That's the whole thing. Is just stay in your game, right? Just chase excellence, right? Just keep going. And at the exception of understanding women. And I have done at least 2 shows where I've talked about this before. Is I think that you can do both the same. I think you should be able to do both at the same time, because if you don't, you'll be at a severe disadvantage once you have that success, once you have that excellence, once you have that money. And we can see it here in guys who have a lot of money, and look at the choices that they make, or look how they get rolled by women, either putting a noose around their neck, or they get rolled to the tune of $33 billion because all they've ever done is focus on one thing. And that's the money aspect. Remember, make money, make muscles, learn game. All they do is say, you know what? Screw the rest of this shit. I'm just going to go and do and make money. That's all I'm going to do. And when they get to that point, they become a big mark, because the women, especially predatory women, especially women like Lauren Sanchez, sees the richest man in the world, and he's a blue pill beta chump, and he's having marital problems with his wife of God knows how long. And when they were kind of, coming up, and he was a dork and she was a dork, and now they're not dorks anymore. And so suddenly they're splitting up, and she sees that. Of course she is. That's like the biggest, juiciest, biggest fish a predatory woman can have, is that. And he's just waiting there like, oh yeah, this is the way I like it. This is what I want. Right. This is how I am. And
I got a point.
So is it because all they ever do is focus on one thing?